Hey y'all, it's Amanda from the Little Bluebird Gallery, and this is day 2 of our 4 flowers in 4 days. We're going to do a mixed media flower today. So it's going to be something a little bit different. I'll use my palette knife for my paint, but we're also going to use some different paper elements and make a flower using paper. Mixed media is something that I really like to do. I like to add different and unique things, things other than just paint to my paintings. So let me see if I can. I'll grab an example here. This little kitty cat here. Her flowers on the top of her head are not just paint. They're also made with papers and some ink. I did some line work there with some pen, but like even here, this is a piece of an old dress pattern. So I like when I paint, I like to paint with a palette knife first and foremost, but I also like to add papers, doilies, fabrics, things like that make it even more unique and different. So I'm going to show you today how to make a rose using papers. So it's going to be sort of like a little collage rose, but we're going to add paint also. So while you guys are coming on today, I want you to tell me where you're watching from, and if you are interested in joining my creative community, we'll talk about that a little bit more later. I've got a link for you in the description where you could go after the video and find out more information about that. And if you're watching the replay, then comment and tell me that you're watching the replay, please. And if you share, which sharing is caring, if you share the video, then make sure and leave me a comment and let me know that you've shared it also. So we're going to make our flower, and then we'll chat a little bit more. I'll come back and look at the comments after I demonstrate how to do the flower, because I'm going to have to turn my camera around over my table. And it's kind of hard for me to watch comments and do my thing at the same time. So I'll come back and talk to you some more in just a few. All right. Right here on my table, I've got, this is just my sketchbook under here, but I've got pieces of paper doilies. I think that may be more than one. Yeah. Paper doilies and tissue and scrapbook papers. And I've also got my palette knife, and I use paper plates a lot. If you're using, I need to clean my knife. If you're using a palette knife, it's really hard to use a palette that's not flat. If you're trying to use something that has those sectioned off little containers in there, it's hard to get your knife down in there. So using something like a paper plate makes it pretty easy. And I'm also going to use just some red and white paint. So I'm going to pull my camera this way so it'll be a little more even. Okay. So when we make something with paper and we put it on canvas, I like to use this fluid medium from Liquitex, but you can also use something like Mod Podge, or you can use gel medium. Whatever works for you. Whatever makes it stick is fine. And I'm going to move this over to the side over here. I'm going to start with just the middle of my flower, and this is going to be like an abstract rose. So the very middle of my flower, I'm going to want it to be dark. I didn't show you this. Notice this. These are all similar in color, but they're not all the same, and they also have different prints. So the more varied you can get with this, the better your flower is going to look. Because if you try to do it all one color, it's going to be flat and it's going to have no dimension at all. So what you want to do is pick out a few things that are similar and then start with something that's pretty dark. So I'm going to start with this, and I usually tear. So we're going to say that's going to be the middle. And then I start just tearing off pieces that will go around the center of that. Pretty randomly. And using different colors and patterns. When you're making a flower, you know, it's going to be shaped. Let's look at this one again. It's going to be shaped, you know, there's the center there, and then all of these others are like petals that are surrounding it. So when you're tearing your paper, you're going to want it to be able to surround the center of your flower. And it's going to look like a big mess to begin with, but I think I want this to be the bottom. And then I'll let this be the center. And we'll start going around like this. Maybe something like that. Okay, so we've got a circular thing here. All right, so we're going to glue all that down. Try to just lay them out to remember kind of where they were. And start with whatever's going to be on the bottom first. And I use my fingers a lot because I'm impatient. But if you want to use like a little spreading tool or whatever, you can do that, of course. So we just start there. And it's probably not going to look exactly like it did when I had it first laid out because I'm not going to remember exactly where I put everything. But that's okay. But I do know this is the center. And you can leave a little bit of space in there because we're going to come back and we're going to finish it up with paint. And that's what's going to pull it all together. Where was this one? I think it was down here. There's so many things that you can do with mixed media art. And that's one reason why I really like it so much, because you can get so creative with it and do things that you can't do with just paint. I'm going to put that there because tissue paper is tricky. Alright, so now we've got all those pieces down. And we're going to use some paint to make it come together. Alrighty, so we just need some red and some white. And before I go in and do that, I'm going to make this background. Let's find a turquoise. Do a turquoise background. Just to give you an idea of what it might look like if it were on a completed painting. And I'm just using craft paint for this. But you can watch and I'll show you the craft paint doesn't stick to my knife as well. It's kind of soupy. So I hope you guys have seen some of the stories that I've been sharing from the great artists that are in my creative community. I've got some stories on my blog. There are some posts on my Facebook page, videos, and I'm going to be doing that throughout the week and sharing some of their stories, and I hope that you'll be encouraged by it. I know you will if you'll read and learn about these ladies. I think they'll really encourage you like they do me. Okay, so we got a little bit of a background now. And of course you can take a green and make your leaves around your flower or whatever, however you want to do that. So this is a little more dry. It's still a little bit sticky, but the fluid medium dries more quickly than the gel medium does. So let's mix up a little bit of pink. More white. Alright, and this is how we're going to make it all come together. So we'll just take this and fill in a few spots with this light pink. Maybe around this edge a little bit here. If you want it to have, some roses are more open than others, so if you want it to have a little more of an open look, then just make a little triangular shape that comes out here and there. And that's going to give it a little more open look. We'll do that over here too. And just keep working with those reds and whites and put in a little abstract swipe here and there. And you can even come in and do some on top of some areas. When you add those little triangular shapes around the edges, that really helps. Really helps to make it look more like a flower. I'm going to take a little bit of green. Of course, you can use green paper and make some leaves around it if you wanted to do that. That would be perfect. Or you could just take something like this. Make your leaves. Of course, mine are going to be pretty abstract because I don't want it to look too realistic. And that is how you make a mixed media flower. So let me see what kinds of questions you guys have. Okay. Thank you for sharing, Nita. Let's see. I started a little bit early today. So have any of you tried to make flowers using paper like this? Is this something that you've ever done before? Have you ever taken a class that taught you how to do something like this? I would love to know that. I'm looking at it through my camera, and I think I need to add a little bit of some darker red right here. Joy said she likes the papers. I'm so glad you like it. Kathy says no, she's never done anything like this before. Well, it's really fun. You can get so creative with papers and doing things like this. And like I just used a very small amount of what I had here. So this is going to last me. I could do a lot of work just using a little bit of paper and these supplies. So let's see. Pam said, what color blue did I use? It's called Calypso Sky. Judy said she can't wait to try it. She's never made paper flowers before. It's one of my favorite things to do. I love doing that. So I hope you like it too. Thanks, Sarah. Trying something new like this is one of the things that I know a lot of people have kind of, let me turn this around so you can see me talking. A lot of times people are a little bit, not really scared, but reluctant to try new things. So when they see something that's very different like this, then they kind of pull away or shy away from it and don't really try it. So I just want to encourage you to try different things. Painting with a knife is different from painting with a brush. And there are people that are in our group that have painted with brushes for years and years and years and are just now trying this and trying the mixed media and really enjoying it. It's not something that is stressful and constraining, and that's one reason why I like it so much, is because I don't like painting so realistically that it makes me tense. Some people enjoy all the small little details, but that's not me. That's not what I enjoy. I like for it to have texture, and I like for it to be fun, and being messy is part of palette knife painting, and also part of mixed media art, because all the layers and all the textures and all of the things that are kind of not really blended but just work together is a big part of that. So I wanted to encourage you to try something new. So if this is something you've never done before, then when the video is over, just grab what you have on hand, try it, and then post a picture here and let me see it, because I'm interested to see what you can come up with. And right along those lines of being afraid to do things that are different and new, a lot of times people have told me that they're a little bit afraid to try to come into my creative community because they're not good with technology. Well, you don't have to be good with technology. As long as you have a smartphone, that's all you need. You can watch all of the videos. You can do all of our question and answer times. You can do all of it from just a phone. You don't even have to have a computer if you don't have one. I know a lot of the ladies that are in our group just use their phones. Let me get over here a little bit closer to my computer so I can see. So don't let technology or the fear of it stop you from joining the group. There are a lot of older ladies that are in our group, and they use their phones or they use their tablets, and they're doing fine. And we have people that are there for technical support. So if you have a problem, then you just email support@artbyamandahilburn.com, and Jennifer will help you. Jennifer had to help me with some tech support yesterday. So we've got help for you. There's nothing to be afraid of as far as technology goes. If you want to learn and you want to paint and you want to be part of our group, but you're a little bit afraid of the technology part of it, then don't let that stop you, because we've got lots of ways that we can help you with that. Judy is asking about the green that I used. It was Viridian green. Mary said, I've made paper flowers, but mixed with paint. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Not mixed with paint. Oh, I see. The paint is what I like to add. I think it pulls it all together a little bit better. But that's just my personal way of doing it. Let's see. Pam said the group is awesome and everyone should join. Thank you for that. I hope that we can get people in that maybe are reluctant and are afraid, because I don't want you to be afraid to join because of anything that is an outside fear, like technology or, you know, anything like that you could get help with that you don't need to worry about. Thank you, Rita. So this was our video for today, and so I want all of you to go practice it, see what you can do, and then come back and post it here in the comments and let me see it, because I want to see what you can create. And like I said, up in the description we've got the link if you want to join our creative community. The doors are going to close soon, and we just open a few times a year. So if you want to come in, you can come in now while it's still available. And thank you guys for watching and being here with me and commenting and sharing and helping me, because you guys help me. I wouldn't have a creative community if it weren't for all of you. And I appreciate you all and your support so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow again at 4 o'clock.